Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different here. I'm going to be watching and reacting to the new Wizardry Variants Daphne trailer. This is a new global release Wizardry game. We don't get Wizardry games in the United States too often, so I figured this would be a kind of cool thing to check out with you guys and spread the word on it, because not a lot of people are even aware that this is a thing. I bring this up all the time in my streams. I'm like, this is one of my most anticipated games of the year, and people are like, wait, Wizardry is coming back? It is, but there is a catch. I'm going to bring that up at the end of the video, but let me just quickly mention, I do have experience with the Wizardry games. I played Tales of the Forsaken Land, which was released on the PlayStation 2 in North America. Really brutal, awesome looking 3D rendered dungeon crawler. And then, of course, the one that really brought me into these sort of old school style dungeon crawlers at a time when I was really craving them. It may not have been the best game, but it was exactly what I was looking for back in 2011, and that was Wizardry Labyrinth of Lost Souls on the PlayStation 3. Now, a lot of people hate this game. Yeah, it's a bit cut and dry. It's not the best, but back in 2011, you couldn't get a lot of old school style Wizardry. I use Wizardry as a style for dungeon crawlers because it's nice and simple. It's hardcore. It's brutal, and it may not have been the best received Wizardry game, but it was one of the last ones that we got in the United States back on the PlayStation 3 digitally, and they re-released that game on Steam in 2020. I haven't picked up that version yet, but just to give you an idea of how long we wait between these releases, the last US Wizardry, to my knowledge, was Wizardry Online back in 2015, which shut down not too long after it released. I did also play that. I may not have played a ton of it, but I did sit down and play it for like a week, where it was an MMORPG where there was permadeath. Like, we're talking not just like a Diablo hardcore style RPG where you die and you can quickly like rebuild your character. We're talking like a World of Warcraft-esque big open world. Well, not big open world, but think of it like an actual MMO where when your characters die, they are gone for good. It was free to play. It had some shady kind of like keep your character alive, pay to win gimmicks, but man, people crave Wizardry Online. People are working on private servers for that now for years. But anyway, Wizardry Online was pretty much the last US Wizardry game to release. So this is a pretty big deal. All these years later, what, 8 years later, we're finally getting a new Wizardry in the United States. So I'm going to play it here. I might pause it here and there to talk about some of the things I'm seeing in here. And then the catch will come at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Classic Wizardry logo. So it does have the typical sort of like anime style Wizardry character designs, which has been very prevalent in the last decade or so. Trailer is in Japanese, but this will be coming to the US, so I'm assuming we'll start getting more US trailers in the future. So the thing you're going to notice about this game is it's going to be entirely first person, but it uses a really cool concept. I've been following this game now for many, many months. So everything that you see in the game, like for example, this scene here, this just kind of gives you an idea of what to expect from this. So this is like in-game gameplay here. So as you're venturing with your party through the dungeons, you're going to see it from the first person. So I love this sort of like communal, very tight-knit feeling of the party in this. And this is why I'm really anticipated and drawn to this game in particular, because we have a lot of these sort of like dungeon crawl RPGs these days, but you don't see many that emphasize kind of like this view angle. It makes you feel like you're really part of the party. I can see some of these characters like either getting killed off or like, I don't know how the gameplay in this is actually going to completely work. But I just love this first person view. It makes you really feel like you're part of your dungeon crawling party. And even here is a great example, right? So it's going to maintain the sort of like traditional Wizardry style dungeons where it's like, you know, a lot of paths, dead ends, chests and everything, but it seems like they're going to break it up with sort of these first person talking to your party member segments, which I'm really into. Anything to really spice up this genre, because admittedly I've kind of been out of these first person RPGs for quite a while, because they just got to be too many, too stale, too similar with that, like the same old anime artwork, the same old hand-drawn stuff. Like they just got to be too sterile or a little too complex. This game seems to be bringing it back to the simplistic nature of dungeon crawling with a very dark tone to it. Now, all battles are also in first person, but I want you to pay attention, because assuming they're going to show what they've shown in other gameplay snips on their channel, you'll see what's pretty cool about this. Love the music. I'm assuming this is going to be like a boss battle. Look at how much detail are in the enemies in this game. All the different environments. Look at these. Look at this. Awesome enemy designs. Look at that. You're fighting a giant ship. I hope that's a fight. So yeah, notice the combat here. So let me just rewind this for you guys a bit. So instead of taking the lazy way, where you're just going to have character portraits on the bottom of the screen, because the whole game takes place in first person, you actually see your party members flanking you off to the sides, and I'm assuming like in back. So instead of just having a picture of your character that like winces when they get attacked or something with damage numbers popping up, you actually see party members standing off to your sides and your flanks and in front and behind you. Right? So like you could see them getting hit off to your sides. It's a really well edited trailer. It goes a little fast, so it's a little hard to keep up with everything that's going on here. And of course distractions, if you know what I mean. But yeah, very flashy. Very flashy game. A lot going on visually. Now here's the unfortunate catch that I warned you guys about. This is coming to mobile. I know. I'm sorry that I withheld that information until the very end. I'm gonna play this again for you guys as I talk about this. This time with the volume kind of muted. So this is a mobile game. Now I did a little bit of looking up on Wikipedia. This is actually the 15th mobile game for Wizardry. They've had many throughout the years, like the past 2 decades. We're talking like old flip phone kind of Wizardry games. So this is apparently the 15th game they've released on mobile for Wizardry. But this is the first one that they're releasing in the United States. They're giving this a chance in the United States. This could potentially turn into something that gets ported to home consoles, because notice here how this trailer does have a landscape view, right? They can easily potentially port this to the Switch or to PC. Now, of course, in Japan, releasing games on mobile is definitely the most cost-effective for them. They make the most money doing it this way. This will be a free-to-play game. We don't know what the monetization is for this yet, but don't let that deter you. I know there's going to be a lot of you that are like, all right, forget it, I'm not playing it. But I think it is important that this game succeeds, because that will increase the chances that it gets a potential port to a home console or the PC to make it more accessible. So let's just hope that people in Japan and maybe the US give it a chance. Maybe the free-to-play mechanics aren't too bad. Maybe you pay. Sometimes free-to-play games just mean like, hey, we'll let you sample the first dungeon or two, and if you want to pay more or play more, you just pay like $9.99 or $4.99 to get like additional dungeons, and then that by the time you get to the end of the game, you pay like $19.99, $29.99 for the full experience. Who knows? I'm really interested to see where they take this in terms of the free-to-play aspect. But I think it looks amazing. This is easily one of my most anticipated games of the year, and I wanted to bring attention to it because I have hope that this will be some sort of a revival for traditional Wizardry games in the United States. And I'm really into this sort of first-person view that they got going on here. I'm just watching to hear what you guys as we're going through again. Now, I will leave a link to their channel, because they do have a lot of shorts videos that kind of show little snippets of gameplay. I'm not going to go through them here, but if you're curious to see a bit more of like less heavily edited videos of some of the fights and exploration, it does kind of take a bit to find all the snippets of gameplay and kind of like piece it all together to get a better view of it. But on the YouTube channel, you can check out the shorts and maybe get a better idea of what to expect from this. But I know it makes it look like a big cinematic experience, but it does seem like that kind of chill dungeon crawling, like spike traps popping up out of the floor kind of experience, and members getting killed left and right. It looks like here you were picking them off the ground because maybe they died and you had to resurrect them or something. So it seems like it's going to be that kind of traditional, brutal Wizardry experience. It's just that it's coming to mobile. But anyway, I'm excited for it. I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys, do a little something different here on the channel, because I don't think I've ever done a trailer analysis like this before. So if you guys enjoy this kind of content and you want me to do more trailer reaction style analysis videos, I will definitely do more for you guys in the future. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.